Hey guys, Sora Burns here, and as promised, I decided to go over The Sims 2 beta, and maybe share some facts that you guys did not see, or heard of. So let's take a look. So, anyways, I have four videos that I found to be the most unique out of the entire playlist I found here. So this one is the most intriguing. I am gonna mute the audio because it does sound pretty bad in some of these videos because it's extremely old. But as you can see here, this was The Sims 2 at one point. Obviously, the quality is horrible. But as you can see, once we actually see gameplay, you'll notice a huge difference. I mean, look, it looks like The Sims 1. Look at that. I mean, you can't see it too much because of the blurriness, but if you get past the blurriness, you can tell that it looks like The Sims 1, but like with The Sims 2 graphics. Like, I mean, in the beginning of this video, you could tell with the needs and stuff that it's a very much different game, as you can tell. It looks like The Sims 1 needs there. And also the camera, I don't know at this point that you could zoom it in further than you could in The Sims 2, like after the game came out. So it's kind of interesting that the game would have possibly played like The Sims 1, like with this camera overhead camera thing instead of like zooming in as like this. Like this looks like The Sims 1 right here. So it's kind of interesting that The Sims 2 at one point, and this was before, as you guys know, there was a a fire in the lab. I can't say the word in their place in their office, and they lost a lot of beta stuff. Of course, they didn't lose everything, as you can see from most of these beta clips. A lot of it is still in the game, but it's kind of interesting that at one point that the game would have kind of acted more like The Sims 1. Like here is a perfect example. Like I don't know if you can zoom in any farther than this. Like this would have been kind of like The Sims 1 kind of deal. You wouldn't be able to like move the camera sideways and up and down kind of thing. So yeah, as you can see, it moves the camera like The Sims 1, but you can't zoom in any farther than this. Like The Sims 2 when it came out, this was incredible to see it like that. But anyways, that's the first video I saw. And I will quickly go over this one here. This is like some kind of trailer. And I'll just quickly mute it too, but I'll leave it on a little bit. But okay, no, I can't because it's playing music. But yeah, as you can see here too, it looks pretty much the same, a bit, just a little bit different. But the biggest thing in this trailer I noticed was not really the HUD or graphics or anything. If you look closely in a bit, you'll notice, the camera looks fixed here. But then what the heck is this machine? I don't think this is even in the final game, but I could be wrong. But yes, well that is, I know this is, but regardless, going forward, it'll eventually show Create a Sim, and Create a Sim in this beta has gone under a lot of different developments. So once we see in 2 seconds here, it's going to show the Create a Sim. The graphics look basically the same, and things look more polished here. This might have been just after the fire, I don't know, but anyways, regardless. Actually, looking at the trailer here, I just noticed here that Angela and Dustin Baroque here look like they are actually adults here. That's kind of interesting. But yeah, as you can see, this what used to be the Create a Sim. Kind of freaky how much it's changed. Also, you'll notice in the base game there's a lot of clothes that is missing from the final game. So if I rewind a little bit, you'll notice in the first page. I mean, look at all these hairs like up front already. There's a big giant afro, which we don't have in the final game. There's this haircut. That's in the final game. Like a lot of these haircuts are not there, and it's kind of interesting that they had hairs but not added all of them. I mean, the afro would have been kind of cool. The afro we got in the game is kind of garbage, not gonna lie. But of course, we don't know if the game would zoom in any farther if you didn't use it. Okay, no, so they did fix the camera here. This is when they finally fixed the camera and made it more like The Sims 2 nowadays. But I think the biggest thing, which we're gonna get to in 2 seconds, is the other beta clip here, which I think it's this one. I'm going to mute it because it's just some guy talking in a different language, but this was from GameStar, I guess in some kind of Brazilian place or whatever. This one you can tell is a huge difference already. As you can see with, okay, I don't, that's, yeah, guys, not part of the beta, but anyways. As you can see already with The Sims 2 here, there is a huge overchange here. The HUD is completely different. It looks like more like The Sims 1, but Sims 2ified. Of course, the characters look like I looked online. Apparently, at one point, the characters models for this game would have played like The Sims Bustin' Out from The Sims from the GameCube, PlayStation, all that. Also, by the way, if you look at that girl's hair right there, that hair is actually from The Sims Online. It's a very popular female hair. Everyone uses it, or everyone did use it. So it's kind of interesting that we would have gotten some hairs in the game, like from The Sims Online, which is kind of interesting because Sims Online was, I think, was just coming out when this game was coming out. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, so as you can see, it's kind of different. Again, I don't think you can zoom in at much this point. I don't know. Again, it's hard to tell with the graphics. Oh, and here's a big one. When you lose weight, some kind of thing shines around your Sims. So that's kind of weird. But again, oh, and this is the biggest thing here. So I'm going to pause this before we go any further. As you can see, this is the base game of Sims 2. Now you'll notice it's raining. So at one point in the game's life cycle, seasons would have been coming with the base game, which is pretty crazy to think about. Like, you know, a seasons kind of thing would have been coming with the base game. That actually blows my mind because, you know, with the technology they had at the time, number one, I mean, seasons didn't come out for like many years after the base game came out. It came out in like what, like 2005 or something, 2006, I don't know. But it didn't come out since 2003 when The Sims 2 launched. So it's kind of interesting that they at one point had seasons, at least even rain in the game. I also looked up online too. Apparently, if you go into The Sims 2 nowadays, if you really try to debug the Sims game by using cheats, you can actually make that rain appear in the game, and the rain will like go inside your house and stuff. I don't have any footage to do that, obviously, but yeah, it's kind of interesting. Also, by the way, in the background on the left there on the TV, you'll notice that it's playing the original Sims TV trailers, so, like commercials. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, no. So that was like the biggest thing out of all these I've done. Of course, here we have a video with Will Wright himself, the creator of The Sims, and he's doing a producer walkthrough or demo walkthrough of the game. So we're gonna kind of go over it, but also yeah, yeah. By the way, before we go forward here, number one, they're in a town called Waterside. I don't know what that says. This town doesn't exist, from what I know. And also, if you look at the neighborhood, just looking at this, a lot of the pre-made houses are here, like that they designed to place in every neighborhood. So like it's kind of interesting that this would have been like a lot of houses here. But also to be honest, these houses too, like if you look at them, a lot of them look out of place. Like there's this house up here again that you can still place in the game, but it looks like nothing compared to the rest of them on this street. So again, a lot of good changes that they changed, like, you know, placing houses better. Like this town looks like a complete mess. I'm sorry, but yeah. Also, that was a cool thing that a lot of people still probably don't know to this day. You can actually make your own town files via SimCity 4. Because when you load up to make your own city or town, whatever you want to call it, it says .sc4 beside it, means SimCity 4. So you actually could launch SimCity 4, make the map, and import it like your own little map into this game. It was kind of freaky how that works. But anyways, I just thought I'd share that. Also, by the way, I'm just quickly going to look here. What is that third thing there between houses and the book? I don't know if that's like the trees and stuff, or maybe that's seasonal control. Like, I don't know what that is. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so it is the yeah, it is the decorations in the neighborhood. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Also, the Creative Sim icon there is extremely different. Like, there's teenagers, children in the main game. It's like all over the place. So it's kind of all these changes are very interesting. Oh yeah, and here's a cool thing: when he's playing this game, you'll notice that The Sims 2 looks very much finalized at this point, because I think the game, again, the EA fire happened, I think, in 2003 or something, or 2002, 2003. So they lost everything and they had to like redevelop the whole game. So at this point in the game's life cycle, it's very much completed. As you can see, it's 2004. The game comes out like September or something of October of 2004. So it's kind of interesting that a lot of things are kind of completed, but still the icons and stuff are very much different for almost a whole year. So that's kind of interesting. But anyways, I love how he just randomly put a random last name and random first name. Yeah. But yeah. So let's see if they got rid of the haircuts in this build. I think they did from the looks of it. Oh yeah. What Will Wright doesn't know about this tool is that people made like freaky things in this game with this tool. Like you could make your eyes look like anime eyes or alien eyes. It's crazy without aliens. So yeah. I love how Will Wright doesn't even care about this. Explaining it, he's like, "Ah, makeup. I don't care." But yeah. But uh, I love how he's not even going over a lot of the clothes. Yeah. So yeah, also another thing here, since we're going over a couple things, the HUD in the Creative Sim just alone is very different. For example, your points down there, I think you were like, as you can see, it looks more like a drag thing. Like it isn't like I don't know how to explain it. Basically, if you play The Sims 2 nowadays, like there's little bars. In this one, at least from the quality, it looks like you were just able to move the bar up and down with no like I don't know how to explain it, but anyways, yeah, no, they really changed a lot of this. Like I mean, the aspirations look the same, but of course, the pictures don't exist here. When you click in the family operation, they don't give you the like rewards, which is weird. But yeah, so that's kind of interesting that yeah. Excuse me, that they even they changed a lot just in here. Even the loading too. Like when I saw him going through the hairs, the loading bar on the mouse looked like from The Sims 1. So that's kind of interesting. All these little changes. Ambitions. Ambitions. Yeah. Yeah, they don't have the picture there. That's so weird. Yeah. 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 Man, I'm a Gemini, so probably that's why I'm so grouchy. I don't know. Yeah. Uh, heck. Uh. Oh yeah. Oh, that's weird. So what they did before, when you play The Sims 2 nowadays, if you press the plus button, you can before you press the plus button, you could generate the sim. Like basically what he's going over is if you make two separate sims and you want to like mix their genetics together, you were able to do that before you even come to this screen. So it's kind of interesting. So in the beta version of this game, you would have to click to create a sim, then come here and then press the button on the top there. That's kind of interesting. It's a very weird changes. I'm not gonna lie, but Yeah.
plausible offspring be? And now it's actually using genetics in the game. The genetics both of the appearance
Yeah.
and also the personality level. So,
Hmm.
if they're both grouchy, the kid's likely to be grouchy, or if one's
Yeah.
grouchy, the other one's not, the kid's going to get kind of a random reshuffling of their genes.
Yeah.
So basically, I'm kind of jumping through random children they could have. This is what he would look like as a child. When he grew up to be a teenager, he would look like this. As an adult, this is what he would look like, and then as he got older, he would look like this. You can actually look at how they would appear through their entire age range. That happens to all the Sims now. They actually kind of smoothly age and grow up,
Uh,
and the way you play them changes. Their personality changes. They have different needs and desires as they get older. I'm going to jump out now back into the game.
uh.
We're going to go back to the neighborhood.
Oh wow! Look at
Um,
that neighborhood loading. Wow.
the building mode of the game has also become much more elaborate. We can do a much wider
Oh my
variety of building
gosh.
styles than we could do in The Sims 1. You can kind of see what's
So
kind of looking.
okay, I don't know if I want to go over this entire video, but basically that plain and simple is The Sims 2 beta. Um, again, things that were left out again was not really EA's fault. It was because obviously the building fire in the EA offices really messed up the development of this game. But however, it was very interesting because since the fire happened, they still continued development on the same time cycle that they promised before. So they didn't even delay the game, which is kind of amazing that they were able to scrap together the game again from literally the ashes and then just remake it to a degree and make it better. I mean, of course, it would have been nice if they added rain or whatever in the base game, but of course, we know that that didn't happen, and probably will never happen in a Sims base game ever because it never has. Because The Sims 2 was a huge step up, and again, Wheelwright isn't there anymore, and Sims 4 isn't that great anymore. So it's like, you know what? Don't give your hopes up. But anyways, that's a video for another day. The Sims 4. Gosh, I gotta talk about that with you guys one day. But anyways, that was basically The Sims 2 beta. Some again, like I said, some of the changes are pretty good. I really appreciate some of the changes, like the camera being kind of like The Sims 1. That is very good. It's gone because I mean, to play a newer 3D game with the same kind of camera controls as The Sims 1, yikes! I wouldn't like that personally. But however, Sims 2 beta. I think the biggest thing, like I said, a lot of the hairstyles, like from The Sims Online, I really wish they kept those because it would have been kind of a nice little tribute to The Sims Online. Because at the same, because when this game came out, The Sims Online was like 2 years old, so it kind of would have been interesting if they kept the hairstyles and the the base game of The Sims 2 because because basically from The Sims 2 onwards around 2008 is when EA shut down The Sims Online, and also it was the last expansion pack for The Sims 2 and I think the last stuff pack. So it's kind of interesting that it would have been nice if they kept that from the get-go, and it's like, oh man, EA shut down The Sims Online, but I have the hairs. So it's just kind of interesting. But anyways, that was my kind of take on The Sims 2 beta. Was there a lot missing? Not really. I mean, they changed a lot of things for the better, but still, Rain, base game, make it happen, Sims 5. Let's do it. They're not gonna do it, but anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed. And like I said, sorry for these random two little videos of betas, but I just thought it'd be kind of interesting to give my little thought on them because again, you go over enough game plays of betas and you'll notice a huge difference with a lot of them. So, but anyways, have a good night, guys. And like I said, I will see you guys in the next video. I'm going to be posting World Adventures very soon. So be on the lookout for that. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.